Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
This is your English listening practice podcast to help you learn and improve naturally.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm really excited about today's episode because we have a very special guest, Daniel. He's going to share his incredible journey moving from China to America. And trust me, you're going to hear all the ups, downs, surprises, and important lessons he's learned. Daniel, thank you so much for being here. How are you feeling right now? Nervous? Excited? Both?
Thanks for having me, Emily. Yeah, I'm definitely a bit nervous. I mean, it's not every day you share your whole life story like this. But mostly I'm excited. It feels good to finally open up about it. You know, the whole experience was such a roller coaster. Some moments I still remember like they happened yesterday.
I bet. And I'm sure a lot of people listening really want to know what it's like. The real, honest story, not just the highlights. So let's start at the beginning. What was life like for you back in China before you even thought about leaving?
Okay, so I grew up in a small city in eastern China. Not a big place, just one of those quiet towns where everyone kinda knows each other and life moves slowly. My family was pretty average. My dad worked in a factory, my mom was a school teacher. They worked really hard, so we had a stable life. But honestly, life felt predictable. I studied engineering at university and then got a decent job. People would say, "Hey, you're doing well." But inside, I felt like I was stuck in a box, you know? Like the world was so much bigger than my little town, and I wasn't seeing it.
I think that feeling is so relatable. Like there's this pull towards something bigger, even if you have comfort and stability. Was there a specific moment or event that made you go, okay, I'm really going to leave China?
Yeah, actually. A few years into my job, I started watching expat vlogs and YouTube channels. People sharing their daily lives abroad, mostly America. It was fascinating. They had so much freedom to try new things, meet people from everywhere, and build different kinds of careers. One video showed a guy working in tech startups. Another showed someone traveling on weekends. I thought, why can't that be me? But it wasn't just wanderlust. I wanted real growth, challenges, and new opportunities. I remember having a long talk with a close friend who'd studied abroad. She told me, if you wait for the perfect moment, it'll never come. That stuck with me. So I decided no more waiting.
Wow, that takes guts. I'm curious, how did your family take the news? I know in many cultures, especially close-knit families, moving far away can be really emotional.
Oh, it was tough. When I told my parents, my mom cried a lot. She was worried about me. What if something happens? Will you be okay alone? My dad was quieter, but you could tell he was concerned too. My younger sister said she didn't want me to leave. We argued a bit about it. The goodbyes at the airport were the hardest. I hugged my mom and felt her tears soaking into my shirt. It was like leaving a piece of my heart behind. Honestly, I still get emotional thinking about it.
I'm getting goosebumps just hearing that. I remember when my best friend moved abroad for college, her family had the same mix of pride and fear. So after the decision and goodbyes, how did you prepare for the big move?
The prep was crazy and stressful. First was the visa application. I had to gather tons of paperwork, financial statements, school transcripts, letters of recommendation. I spent hours practicing English every day for the visa interview because it had to be in English. I also researched flights, housing, cost of living. I bought guidebooks and watched videos about what life in America would be like. Honestly, there were nights I'd lie awake wondering if I was ready or if I'd even get the visa.
Visa applications can be so nerve-wracking. Did you have support during that time?
Yes, thankfully. A college professor who had studied in the US helped me so much. She reviewed my documents, gave me interview tips, and even did mock interviews with me. Plus, my friend who'd been abroad kept encouraging me. Without them, I probably would have given up.
Support really makes all the difference. So the visa got approved. What was the day of your departure like? Walk me through it.
That day was surreal. I woke up super early, triple-checked my luggage, and said my final goodbyes. The airport was packed. I felt this weird mix of excitement and fear bubbling inside me, like butterflies mixed with a storm. When I went through security, I almost cried, realizing I was really leaving home forever. On the plane, I stared out the window for hours, thinking about everything I was leaving behind and what was waiting for me. The 14-hour flight was the longest and quietest I'd ever had.
I love that you really took the time to absorb it all. I remember my first big flight abroad. I was trying really hard not to cry too. So, when you landed, what were your first impressions of America?
Honestly, overwhelming. The airport was huge, signs everywhere in English, crowds of people rushing by. I felt invisible, a tiny speck in a massive world. But at the same time, I felt this spark of hope. I was really here. I remember stepping outside and feeling the cool air, thinking, this is really happening, but also asking myself quietly, can I really fit in here?
That's such a common feeling. Did you experience culture shock?
Oh yes, simple things felt strange. Grocery shopping was confusing. I didn't know how to pick fruits or read labels properly. One time, I put recyclable plastic bags in the trash by mistake, and someone gently corrected me. Also, the small talk was funny. People say, "How are you?" but they don't expect a real answer. I kept trying to have real conversations, but people just smiled and said, "Good, thanks." It felt so different from back home.
Haha, yes. I once tried to answer "How are you?" with a full life story. Totally misunderstood the social cue. How about the language barrier? Was communicating hard?
Very hard. I understood some English, but speaking fluently was a huge challenge. Accents, slang, fast speech. I remember ordering food and accidentally asking for something I didn't want because I misread the menu. At work and school, I sometimes felt frustrated, couldn't tell jokes or understand humor. But I kept practicing by watching TV, talking to coworkers, and never giving up.
That takes a lot of courage. How was finding work?
Tough at first. Without perfect English or local experience, many jobs were close to me. I took whatever I could find. Cleaning, delivery, whatever paid the bills. It was humbling but temporary. I also took free community classes and volunteered, which helped me meet people and build skills.
And the loneliness. How did you cope being so far from family?
Loneliness was brutal sometimes. I missed my family and old friends every day. There were moments I felt invisible, like I didn't belong anywhere. But I joined language groups and cultural meetups, which helped a lot.
If you want to learn English through listening to podcasts in a cozy and comfortable way, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Our goal is to help you improve your fluency with daily English conversations, natural speech, and practical tips that fit into your everyday life.